Hello and a warm welcome everybody. This is a rowing ergometer video analysis. Everybody who's been following my channel for a while now knows that I've never done a linear erg video analysis because I simply thought it has nothing to do with rowing. It's so far away, there are health problems, etc. As a matter of fact, however, a lot of you guys are using linear ergs because you don't have access to the water or to a bio rower. So I figured in order to help you the most, I will start to do ergometer video analysis. Now this right here is Ping Wang. Ping lives in the US. She's a college professor. She's a very interesting woman in many ways. She's in her early 60s, extremely fit, an athlete in every way, has been doing sports, almost professional sports, all life. So she probably is quite exceptional when it comes to this. However, only recently she's picked up rowing. And she's not the tallest person in the world, but boy, she's athletic. And she's got some technique issues that a lot of you guys have. Now, Ping is one of my athletes. And she asked me, hey, why don't you do video analysis on YouTube so everybody benefits? I said, all right, you changed my mind, let's go for it. Now, let's jump right into that and have a look. There will be two videos. This one we're watching right now is the first video which she sent me. And then we will do a second video which is sent a couple days later and see what has improved. All right, follow me. I think this is going to be very, very interesting. Let's make a quick pause here because the catch, and you've probably noticed already, has some flaws to it. Let's take 2 strokes. At the catch, and you probably have noticed already, there is motion without acceleration on the handlebar. Now, in a real boat, you would have a different situation. That's important, guys. Technique on an ergometer, being this is a Concept 2, there's RP3s, Watervlls, there's a ton of machines out there. All of them require a bit of a different technique than you would actually have in the boat or on the bio rower. In a real boat, there's that tangential motion which requires flexibility and mobility in the shoulders, and there's not so much impact on the body. On the erg, there's quite a bit of impact on the body. And you see this here. You would think, hey, why? She's just moving. No, she isn't. Have a look. Check the handlebar. It's a bit dark in that room, but you can see it. Check the handlebar and check the body motion. Before the handlebar starts to move, there's already a reaction before there's actually action. So she's anticipating, or her body is anticipating, a little shock that will be there every catch. And that's quite normal. One of the problems Ping has is that many of you try to be extra aggressive at the catch. And on a machine like the C2 or the Watervlls or the Perfect, they're basically all the same. You should be pretty soft at the first, the first inch or so. This is what I suggested Ping should do. Right there, take it a bit easier so the body can take its time to let the force travel from the hand through the body onto the feet and vice versa. And the reason why you want to give your body a bit more time is because there should be a pre-tension in the shoulders. And that's one of the problems Ping has. There is no pre-tension. That's the thing. If you follow one stroke, see how she comes forward. What I'm looking for is a bit of a, pre-anticipating pre-tension. And if I want to pull on some, let's say I want to pull on that camera. Wow. What I want to do is prepare the muscle here that there will be some pulling load on it. However, if I push my hand forward, because I lean onto something, that muscle is tight but not prepared for pulling. So what will happen at the catch is I have to quickly reshift. Now, this motion is very minor, but this is exactly what Ping did at the catch. Let me show you once more. See? Now the load comes, and watch the shoulders, so lat. That's the thing. Now, this tension is not optimum anymore. And the reason why I'm focusing on, hey, you need pretension is because it wears on your body if you don't have that. And secondly, you get into a body position into a tension structure of all the muscles that is not effective anymore. Same happens here. Watch out. With this you cannot really pull. And keep in mind, Ping is extremely athletic. So she does have a lot of core strength to draw from. If you don't have Ping's core strength, you're lost. So make sure when you go forward, have a bit, you want just slightly bring the shoulders forward, not too much. You don't want to do this. Just slightly, that's enough. And then have your hand like a hook. And then this muscle group is prepared to pull. Because it doesn't really make a difference if you pull from this side or if you pull from this side, the muscle will be pulled. And if you get a bit of a pre-pull, if you want to call it this way, here it gets, it's very smooth and easy to have a nice transition. And this is how you recognize pros. Pros don't have a lot of cramping at the catch, even not on a linear erg. And I know if you can do this well on a linear erg, you have to relearn it in the boat because the boat works completely differently. However, this is what we have available here. So let's check this. Now, yeah, the pretension thing, because there was no pretension on the way forward, we see this with crampy position. All right, what else do we see? Yep, that's another symptom. Have a look here at the finish. You see this? Just check the legs, check the feet, and check what the body's doing. One of the most discussed issue on the erg is how far should you lean back. If you're all about watts, you should lean back a lot on these ergs because they don't care if you row effectively for the boat or not. So in a boat you cannot lean as far as you do in the erg, but in the erg it works. However, it works only if there is a full force connection between your foot plate and your handlebar. And you create that full force connection with your body. If your body doesn't have the tension, there's no force connection. Now, I want you to focus precisely, now this is the last bit of the pull, focus precisely on the legs. See this? That bit of motion. It tells me that there's not full force connection. Because if there were a lot of force traveling through the legs onto the feet, there wouldn't be that motion possible. It just wouldn't be. Now, how do you solve this? Let's find out more reasons why this is actually happening. The problem here is the way she uses the levers. Now, coming forward during the drive. See this? The lever, the upper body, which is the most important lever you can use on the erg, is already lost here. Because it's almost in a 90-degree angle to the floor. I did a video, it's called The Perfect Force Curves for Rowing. And I'm going to link it right there. And this video basically explains why it is important that you save the upper body for the last part of the drive. It is like using your body weight as a turbo. You carry around your body weight on this erg, forward and backward anyway. So why not use it as a swing? See, if you use your body weight now while the legs are applying a lot of force, you cannot really turn all of that force into impeller rotation. You know, inside this concept to erg, there's an air fan, an impeller, which is accelerated by your force. And what you do here, you basically create a peak force, which cannot be turned into rotation speed of that air fan quick enough, because it takes time before that air fan starts to rotate quicker. But there's all that force now being applied. Where does it go? It is basically absorbed in counter tension of various other muscle groups. That's the only way. Newton said force cannot evaporate. Force always stays in existence. It can be turned into something else, and then in this case, as not all of this force can be turned into rotation speed of the impeller, part of that has to be absorbed by a counter force until the rotation speed of the airfan has reacted. And this is exactly why you see so many muscles here being tight and under tension, although they wouldn't have to be. And the goal is to keep the upper body in its forward position. That's enough. That's absolutely enough. Take it a bit easy at the catch because there's lag time before that airfan starts to rotate. And now the upper body should start to use all of its potential, because this is the point of time where we need all of that. And now it should come from the forward lean position, whoop, and help the legs, because the legs are running out of motion capacity. They're almost straight. There's nothing more you can do. However, almost a third of the stroke is still, there's capacity for a third of the stroke, which should count. If you were checking for force curves, the force curve would be a bit of a plateau in steady state rowing. It simply means plateau. The plateau on the top means consistent force input. There is no overpeaking, and the airfan is consistently being accelerated with the same force, although the airfan is turning quicker and quicker and quicker. That's the best acceleration you can look for. All right. And as Ping is using her upper body too early, here at the finish, she's not having the right motion anymore left for the upper body because it's moving down. It's moving down and not back. You know, there's only so much angle you have. Now, if this is your shoulder and you're moving this way, this is more horizontal than vertical. But eventually, this fingertip will move more vertical than horizontal. And that's exactly the problem with the backswing at the finish. Ping is doing a great job. But if we talk about pro, this is the next step she should take. And I'm pretty sure many of you have to take that step as well. Now, there are many more things we could talk about, but I want to leave it here and jump right to Ping's second video. Okay, here it is. These are the first couple of strokes, and now the lighting situation is better. And you can see that Ping is trying to catch herself at the finish. This is a great effort. This is a lot of improvement. However, the muscle memory at the catch is still the same. It's that, oh. Now I can blame Bing for doing this because the load here at the catch is on these works simply too much. This is why I suggest you check your drag factor, especially in the concept 2. As a master's woman, as a light master woman, anything more than 114 is already too much, I think. I don't recommend anybody should row in the masters categories above 120. I know a lot of you guys are rowing with 130. If you go to gyms and check what these guys are doing, they just, the classic gym warm-up for non-rowers, put it to 10, do 1 minute haul out, and think you're warmed up. But that's a classic. There are many YouTube videos about this. Now, with Ping, Ping does have the problem here. Again, at the catch, you see that? Whop. And one other reason why the upper body is moving up is this one. Check the angle of her lower legs. And the moment power is applied here, force is applied here, she activates the entire hip extension chain. It's a muscle chain which consists of many muscle groups all along the back, the butt, your glutes, all the calves, all the way to the feet. And if you're too hard at the beginning and you move your upper body slightly up, this is basically a self-supporting system in a negative way, because if you push with your quadriceps but the angle is not suitable, if you push with your quadriceps too hard, you have to stabilize the upper body somehow, and this is done with tension, and therefore the entire hip extension chain is being activated, which is not what you want to use at the catch. My advice, make sure you stabilize with the ab muscles and with the trunk muscles at the beginning, because this activates more the front muscle chains, so quadriceps, abs, front part of the shoulders. This is what you want to activate at the catch. All right, good guys, I'm gonna leave it here. This is the first linear erg video analysis I've done. Usually just do rowing analysis and on the wire rower. So let me know in the comments what you think. If this was helpful, if you want to send me more videos, just go ahead, send them to me on rmtraining.com. There's a section, it's called video analysis. All the descriptions are there, how to send me videos. So looking forward to get your footage and help you out further. All right, guys, have a very, very good day, and I'm looking forward to see you soon. Bye-bye.